What's up, what's up, what's up, family? This is the day, man, that the Lord has made. And we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Let's get ready to rock and roll on this beautiful Friday. For those of you that are coming on, can you please hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramonepreston show. We are live in his house on this beautiful Friday, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. If you're coming on, please drop the name of the city that you are watching your boy from. We want to know where you are, what city you representing, and I want to make sure that everybody else that comes on to the live show or even to the replay, that they're able to see that people are engaging with me. People are giving me feedback. People are actually listening to what Prophet Ramon is sharing. If you're coming on, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, especially people that you know who need to learn more about properly starting and structuring and scaling their businesses, their ministries, their income streams, their wealth building dreams. We got a lot of people out here who want to get to that next level. We got a lot of people in our circle, in our churches, in our families, in our lives, in our community that wants to really get to the next level. They just don't know what to do, and they don't always know how to get it done. And that's what we're giving them information on. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I am your host, Ramonepreston, and every Monday through Friday, we share with you information that is specifically, strategically designed to help you, to help your family, to help your community properly start, properly structure, and properly scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and all of your wealth building dreams. And all the information that I share with you on the Ramonepreston Show is information that we teach and we coach our clients on through our consulting group, through our training platform, and through our coaching program. So if you are not a part of our training program, if you're not a part of our coaching program, if you have never experienced having a business consulting firm help you with your business, with your finances, with your personal or professional life, then we want to extend that opportunity to you. But in the meantime, today's show, we're going to continue our discussion like we have talked about all week concerning financial freedom. How many of y'all want to be financially free? If I asked you to raise your hand and we was in a room, everybody would probably raise their hand. How many of you are financially free? Most people in that room wouldn't raise their hand. You know why? Not because they don't want to be financially free, but because they don't know how to get to financial freedom. And what I've been saying all week long, I've been saying this for the past few years since I have gone public with my assignment to help people economically. I've been saying this for the last 3.5 years, that financial freedom is a path, and it is the only path that's going to get you to real wealth. So if you plan on being wealthy, if you plan on being a millionaire, if you plan on being comfortable, retiring with money, if you plan on getting out of the rat race and the middle class cycle of living paycheck to paycheck but still living in debt, if you plan on getting out of that and really getting to a place to where you could be financially free and economically stable, you're going to have to get on the path to financial freedom. So what I teach, which is my personal playbook called my Blueprint Game Plan, I teach these principles, all of the principles that I live as an entrepreneur, as a minister, as a CEO, as an individual who has created financial freedom for himself. All the principles that I live, I teach. I teach them in our training program. I teach them in our coaching program. I teach them as a business consultant. So it's not like I'm just selling you something that I don't necessarily live. All right. However, my personal playbook is based on a 5-step wealth building system. These 5 steps can actually equate to the steps you need to take to become financially free. I want you to understand how simple it is, even though it feels like it's the most difficult thing, because it's probably going to be the most difficult thing you ever do in your life, practically or mechanically, which is becoming financially free. If becoming financially free was easy, don't you think everybody would be doing it? Of course everybody will be doing it. The reason why everybody's not financially free, because everybody doesn't know how to actually get on the path to financial freedom, and they don't know how to implement the steps. So I want to talk about that today again. Probably next week we're going to continue this discussion throughout next week, leading up to our business coaching mastermind. We have a mastermind coming up next Saturday. This mastermind is really for our coaching community. So for everyone who's a part of our coaching community, one of the benefits of that program is we provide quarterly business coaching masterminds. So it's a 1-year coaching program, and every quarter, in addition to all the other things that we provide, one of the things that we provide for our coaching members is a quarterly business coaching mastermind. We're going to be hosting it right here in our headquarters, right around the corner from my office suite in our boardroom. And it's going to probably be maybe 10 or 20 clients that are local that can show up. And we're going to have people on the live Zoom. So you can attend this business coaching mastermind either in person or via virtual. But whatever the way is that you attend it, I want you to understand that you have to have the proper steps in order for all these things that I'm teaching to work. So you can know about holding companies. You can know about accounting. You can know about QuickBooks. You can know a little bit about operating LLCs. You can know a little bit about EINs. You can know a little bit about products and services that you want to sell. You can actually be a beast and a genius in your craft. But if you don't have a path to financial freedom, you're going to be wondering all your life. And I want to remove the wondering. I want to eliminate that. And the best way to do it is to show you steps to financial freedom. Okay? So I've already said to you earlier this week, and we'll get back to this conversation, that there are 5 steps to financial freedom. Now, here's the good thing about the steps that I'm sharing with all of you. The good thing about these steps that I'm sharing with you is that a lot of people that are in this space, I'm talking about like the gurus and the Dave Ramseys of the world, the Susie Ormans of the world, they teaching pretty much the same thing. They might just be teaching it in a different way. They might have different philosophies or views. They might have different perspectives. But if you go under the hood of what all of us in the financial space or in the entrepreneurship space, business space, if you look at what a lot of us are teaching, a lot of it is kind of similar. And that's not bad. That kind of shows you that, okay, if we're talking some similar things, well, look at our lives. If we all struggling, if we all broke, if none of us ain't got nothing and we teaching a lot of the same principles, then it's like what you saying must not make any sense because it ain't working for you. But everybody who's talking about financial freedom that I listen to, they are actually financially free. Because I'm not wasting my time listening to somebody who's talking about financial freedom and they financially in bondage. That doesn't make sense. So I want to give you the 5 steps to financial freedom. All right. Today we're going to talk about step 2. That's as far as I'm going to be able to get to today. Okay. So let me kind of reset this conversation since we've been talking about it all week, and let me bring you to where we are today. So the 5 steps to financial freedom that I am talking about, these 5 steps are a part of our Blueprint Game Plan. Okay, the Blueprint Game Plan, which is our online training program, it is actually built as a 5-step wealth building system. So I'm not just teaching you and training you about financial literacy and entrepreneurship and holding companies and real estate investing and goal setting and economics and products and services and all these things. I'm teaching you those things based on a 5-step process, meaning that if you take the 5 steps and use them as your outline, as your gauge, it's going to make it better for you and easier for you to move forward, if I'm making sense. Excuse me. So let me give you an example. Can y'all see me in the back? You can still see me? So let me give you an example. A lot of times people join my coaching program. People get access to my blueprint game plan, my online training program, and they go straight to the thing that means most to them. And I understand that. For example, if you purchase my blueprint game plan and all you want to learn about is how to run your holding company, what's the first course you're going to go to? You're going to go to the holding company. You're going to go to the holding company course, right? Let's say if you join the blueprint game plan and you just need to learn some tax strategies. Well, you probably going to go to the course that I'm teaching about tax strategies. But there's one key element that you're missing, and I really want to bring all of you. That's the reset that I'm referring to. I want to bring all of you to what's most important about this blueprint game plan, and that is the 5 steps. The 5 steps that this blueprint game plan represents. So there are 5 steps to this system. Now, in each step, there are certain courses, there are certain training modules, there is certain information that I provide to show you how you can actually execute each step. So you got to get to a place to where you're not trying to rush to get to step 5 just so that you can understand it intellectually. All right? So you may want to memorize the 5, and then you want to intellectualize the 5. Like, okay, I got it. I got to save $1,000. I got to pay off my debt. I got to save 6 to 12 months of household expenses. I got to implement the 40% rule, and then I got to get wealthy. Well, intellectually you understand it, but do you think you understand it mechanically? Do you think you understand the practical steps that you have to take in order to be able to say, I completed step 1 and I understand how to repeat it and duplicate it? This is where the time and the training and the repetition of listening to somebody like me comes in at. You cannot listen to me one time and think, oh, I understand what he's saying. You can't do it. You can't do it. That's just like reading a book and thinking, oh, I got it. You don't have it after one read. You probably need to read that book maybe 10 times to get to a point to where, okay, I really got it. Here's a principle that you might want to take even before I get back into our discussion on these steps to financial freedom. Here's a good takeaway for you, okay? Principle for you. Anything that you are learning, anything that you're studying, keep studying it until you're able to teach it. Think about what I just said. Keep studying it until you're able to teach it. Keep studying it until you're able to teach it. See, I study certain topics every day, and I keep studying those topics until I'm actually able to teach it. And now the more I study it, the more I teach it, the better I study it, the better I teach it, meaning the better I'm gonna live it, the better I'm gonna execute it. And it gets better and better. I develop more ways to do it because I keep studying and I keep studying and I keep studying until I'm comfortable enough to say, you know what, I can teach about how to save $1,000. So let's say if you have 1,000, because I know some people, they got their ego in the way. Let's say if you say, oh, Prophet, I got step 1, I'm good, I got $1,000. Okay, so what are the steps to make $1,000 then, since you so bad? Can you tell me how to make $1,000? And don't give me no vague surface stuff. And if you can teach me how to make 1,000, can you go use that same principle today and make $1,000? If you can't, well, what had happened? No. If you have a way to make $1,000, go make the $1,000 then. So here's my point without getting off track with my conversation today with you. Each of these steps are going to take time. All right? Each of these steps are going to take effort. Each of these steps are going to take a lot of learning. Okay? So you're going to have to learn a lot. You're going to have to study a lot. You're going to have to practice it a lot. And you're going to have to continue to do it until you get so good at it that you're able to teach it. How many of y'all got me on that? Okay? Did I make myself clear on that? All right, so let's get to the 5 steps to financial freedom, which, remember, these 5 steps, even if you don't have the information on them, or even if you feel like you don't know how to do it, keep in mind, I teach these 5 steps and train people on these 5 steps through my online program and through my coaching program. So if you feel like you just need more information, or if you just need coaching and support to get through each of these 5 steps so that you can experience financial freedom, understand that all you would have to do is just make a decision, because we've figured the system out. We've figured the process out. And we're working the system and the processes every day to get better and better and better at it. If any of you are on my blueprint game plan, if any of you are a member of our coaching community, if you're engaged regularly, if you participating in what I'm doing every week through my training program and through my coaching program, you can honestly say that Prophet Ramon is always upgrading what he's providing for us and finding better ways to teach it to us. And the more we hear him talk about this topic or that topic or this item or that item, things get better for us. We just had that experience yesterday with one of our coaching clients. We were in the session, and in no uncertain terms, I can't quote her verbatim, but basically what she was saying was, I hear you talk about these things a lot. She was like, it's not like I don't know some of the stuff you're saying, but to be able to come in, sit down and get a reset, and for you to explain it again to me, she's like, I got it. Mm-hmm. But think about it. What if she would have just heard it that first time and been like, oh yeah, I got it. I understand what Prophet Ramon is saying, and never came back and never stayed in the loop and never continued to listen. She would have never got that breakthrough yesterday that she got to say, oh, that's where I was confused at. Yeah. I was on the right track. Think about what I'm saying here. I was on the right track. I was on the right track, but I wasn't on the right path. You just missed it. Did you hear what I said? So some people can be, footnote, on the right track, but it doesn't mean they're on the what? Have you ever exercised or saw people exercise and they walk tracks? Right? They go to the park and they walk the sidewalk, right? Yes. But even though you're exercising, even though you are building your muscle, but are you actually going anywhere? You're not going anywhere. You're building the muscle. So it's like a lot of entrepreneurs. Excuse me, you out there grinding, you out there making it happen, you out there working, trying to figure it out, but you're on a track. So you're really not getting anywhere. Once you get on a path, now you can exercise, you can build your muscle, you can gain grounds, but you can actually move forward and get somewhere other than where you started. This is what these 5 steps can do for you. So the first step that we talked about this week is what? What is the first step? The first step is to save a minimum of $1,000. Now remember, if you didn't take notes this week, let me give you a quick summary. Saving $1,000 does something to you psychologically, and it does something to you socially. Let's put it that way. Psychologically, when you save $1,000, you're able to look into your bank account and see, oh my God, I just accomplished something that I didn't know I could accomplish. It's a big win, okay? Because if I can save $1,000, I can believe at some point I can save $2,000. Then I can believe at some point I can save 3. But I just want to get to 1,000. I want to get to a place to where, okay, I have at least $1,000 set aside for emergencies, or a better way of saying it, to be able to know that I can actually put $1,000 away and don't have to go back and get it. Now, socially, saving $1,000 puts you in the 20th percentile of all Americans, because only 2 out of 10 Americans actually have $1,000 saved. How you know that? Just do the studies, do the survey, pull it up. Let's see it. Let's Google it. How many Americans have at least $1,000? You can Google everything. You can Google anything. So here's what it says. This is an old study, so it's a little off. Let me see here. I'm trying to find a 2021 one. Let me see what this says here. This is a Google. This is a Google. All the ones I'm seeing on here right now is saying 69% of Americans have less than $1,000. 69% of Americans. So that's 7 out of 10 people have less than $1,000 in their savings account. So my survey, which was a number a little higher, was 80%. 8 out of 10 people don't have $1,000 saved. So the wording is a little different, but it's pretty much like virtually the same. These studies, and this is a 2019 study on Yahoo Finance, it says 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. So what I'm saying is 8 out of 10 Americans don't have $1,000. That sounds almost the same. So that still means out of 10, every 10 Americans, only 2 or 3 have at least $1,000 in their savings account. So this is one of the social and psychological reasons why you want to cover that first step, which is to save a minimum of $1,000. All right. Now, I showed you some strategies that you need to implement. Yesterday, I talked about 4 strategies that you can use to save $1,000, just in case you don't remember them. The first one was the income shifting strategy. If you're a W-2 employee, you revisit your W-4 form, you go up on your dependents, and you pair that right here with the 1099 or EIN. I teach you how to do that in our blueprint, and I coach people on how to do it in our program. So it's not that difficult when you got the information. The second strategy I talked about on how you can save $1,000 is the indefinite scale strategy, meaning that you got to start taking your time and your effort. Studies show that the average person today spends at least 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week. Well, did we say 40? It was 40 hours a week. Yeah, 5 hours a day, 40 hours a week on watching TV and on social media. 40 hours a week, that's what? 160 hours a month that the average person is wasting watching TV shows, goofing off on social media. So we got to figure out how can we take at least some of those 160 hours a month and allocate them to some time and effort to increase our income. All right, that's an indefinite scale strategy. The third strategy on how you can save $1,000 is the independent service strategy. What are you actually good at? Are you good at baking cakes? Are you good at cookies? Do you iron good? Can you iron for people once or twice a week? Are you just good at cleaning? Can you find 1 or 2 clients to pick up a week just to clean on one of your off days, to pick up a couple $100 extra a week? Whatever you got to do, I recommend that you put a spending plan together. So it begins by you using these types of strategies because you putting a plan together. So you have 3 strategies I just covered. The income shifting strategy, that's just a matter of you changing paperwork on your job. You have the indefinite scale strategy. That's just about you taking time and effort, stop giving it away to junk and trash and goofing off, and use it to make money. Then you have the independent service strategy. That means you ain't got to get a second job, but you find a second stream while you're on your first job, all right? And then number 4, we talked about the item sell-off strategy. What do you own that you can sell just to make some extra money? Well, they ain't gonna give me $300 for this watch. This watch worth $800. If I can get $300 today, that's $300 less I gotta get to get to my $1,000. You need to be focused on the plan. That's why you want to put a spending plan together. You want to start tracking your income and expenses. All right. Now, I also showed you that there are some things you have to start learning when you start making certain decisions, like shifting your income, using time and effort to make more money, creating opportunities to provide a service or sell a product on the side, or selling things that you have, going to the pawn shop, going to Poshmark, going to OfferUp and selling stuff. There are things that you have to start training and learning about. And so I teach certain principles and practices in our blueprint to help you learn things like, how do you minimize your tax liability? How do you maximize your tax deductions? Because now that you're starting to make more income, you want to learn how to lower your tax liability. You want to learn, how do I write things off? What exactly can I write off? If I'm a network marketer, if I do hair on the side, if I'm selling plates once a week, do I need to package that in a business so that I can maximize my advantages? Those are things that you have to learn. And once you learn those things, they're going to give you more confidence and give you more acceleration to not just get to your $1,000, but to get beyond your $1,000. So that was step 1 that we talked about. So here's the last point I want to make on step 1 to financial freedom, so we can get to step 2 very quickly. Here's my last point I want to make. Whenever you make the decision, let's say if today is the day you say, you know what, starting Monday, Ramon, I'm gonna put a plan together to save $1,000. I'm gonna start fresh Monday. I'm gonna goof off this weekend for the last time. I'm gonna go shop. I'm gonna go waste $200 this weekend. I'm gonna eat out 2 times this weekend. I'm gonna just wild out, but I'm gonna get it out my system, and Monday I'm gonna start fresh. So what you want to do is, this weekend you want to put a spending plan together. That means you want to go ahead and download a financial management app if you don't have it. I recommend that you get away from the, what do you call the things? I've never liked them. Excel sheets. I've never liked them because I'm just not that smart to understand them. So, and that was a compliment, just in case you missed it. I was complimenting myself. Yeah, because we had a master's degreed, experienced professional here yesterday that we were coaching. Shout out to Miss Love. And her business is in the consulting space for accounting. She knows her stuff. And she gave me a big compliment. She was like, listen, for somebody who didn't know nothing about the world that I'm educated in and got a master's degree and certifications in and qualified to know all these systems, she was like, you make managing your finances so easy for everyday people. And you're really good at how you do it and what you do because you move the sophistication out the way. So my point is, let's say Monday you're going to start and say, I'm finna save $1,000, Ramon. All right. So this weekend, download a financial management app. Now, if you're already running a business or if you're already an independent contractor, you're going to need to download 2 apps. You're going to need to use 2 softwares. Why? One for your personal and one for your business. You do not need to mix the 2. Well, what if I'm a network marketer and I'm just like, you know, I'm a barber and I just, you know, I do nails and hair on the side? Or what if I just sell plates once a week? Or what if I just, you know, cut grass from time to time? Or I paint when people call me to paint? Still separated. You need to be able to monitor all of the metrics and the details of everything that you're doing personally and everything that you're doing professionally. All right? So for your personal financial management, you may use an app like mint.com. It is a free app. And again, I'm not hating on people like Dave Ramsey. He has a financial management app. If you want to use his app, I think it's called Every Dollar. I think that's what his app is, Every Dollar. If you want to use his app, use it. Now, you got to make sure you agree with a lot of his philosophies, because his philosophies are different than mine and people like me. And again, to each his own. Nevertheless, we just want to get you on the right personal financial management app. We want you to be able to track all the income that's coming into your personal life, all the money that's going out of your personal life. So if all your income is just a pay stub every 2 weeks, that's income you need to track. If all your expenses is just your household expenses, you need to track it. For your business or your side hustle or your network marketing job, whatever it is that you're doing, you want to have a separate app for that. Because at some point, if you're listening to somebody like me, what are we going to do? We're going to take you here. We're going to take you to a place to where you can start and structure a holding company, because that's what you're going to want to need. You want to be able to set up your organization in a way that when your ideas start growing and you start making more money, you can easily start moving into the other things you want to do. So you might start out doing hair, start out cutting grass, start out baking cakes, start out cleaning houses, but you know you don't want to do that particular operation forever. So you want to start the right way. Do it right the first time. That's one of our slogans here. Do it right the first time. And doing it right the first time is making sure that your holding company is structured, and whatever operating businesses that you have ideas for, that they are under your holding company. Because if you don't structure it that way, I promise you, it's going to hinder you. Didn't we just reset that yesterday? See how I flipped it when we was in that session? Mm-hmm. Because our client was stuck in the operating business, but deep down inside didn't want to be an operator for that service. Once we shifted it, it was like, oh my God, I got it. That's the holding company concept. All right. So you're going to do that. You're going to set up your financial management app this weekend. And let's say Monday you start. Well, give yourself time. But every day you want to start tracking. What am I actually doing? So that once you get to the point that you say, oh, I got the $1,000, it's there now. You want to be able to look back from Monday to whatever day it was that you got the $1,000, whether it was a month later, 2 weeks later, 3 months later. What did you actually do? So in the process of saving $1,000, here are a few things that you want to do. You want to document the details. You want to gather data. You want to do the math. You want to understand the metrics. What do you mean by all this, Ramon? I mean, like, what did you stop doing in that time period while you was working on getting that $1,000? Did you stop going out? Did you stop watching TV? Did you stop listening to the radio? Did you start listening to videos on your way to work every day? Did you start reading books on money? Did you start listening to Ramonepreston on Ramonepreston University? What are the things that you started doing? It may be something simple as, oh, I started working out. The other day with one of our clients, that was a dominant motive that we locked into with one of our clients. One of their biggest wins every day, or most days, at least 3 to 5 days a week, was that they got up and walked. So we was like, oh, wow, that's a win for you. So if walking is a win, let's build our study time around walking. Let's build our listening time around walking. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to be able to track it. You can't necessarily measure what you're not monitoring, what you're not managing, what you're not paying attention to. So that's step one, because I don't want you to just save $1,000 and look back and be like, I don't even know how I saved it. It must have just dropped in my bank account. You want to know what you did, what you didn't do, what you moved out of your life, subtracted, what you added, what things you sped up on, what things you slowed down on. You want to be able to track all that, because if you can track that process, guess what can happen? You can actually duplicate it. You can say, you know what? I did A, B, C, D, and E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I stopped doing E, F, G, H, I, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did these 5 things, I stopped doing these 5 things, and 2 months later, I had $1,000 saved. If you can track that, what do you think you're going to do the next 2 months? You can actually do the same thing or get better at it and go from a 2-month process of saving $1,000 to doing it in 1 month, because you tracked the details. You documented the details. If what I'm saying to you is not making sense, it just means that you're not used to hearing this type of language on a regular basis. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means that we need to communicate on more of a regular basis so that this can become a part of your MO every day. All right? If you have any questions on what I've covered so far, please drop the questions in the comments. How many of you, give me some feedback. How many of you are already understanding what I'm saying? And what is the biggest takeaway so far? Like, what have I just said within the last 30 minutes or 37 minutes? What have I said that kind of resonated with you? I want to get some feedback from some of you. Facebook, YouTube. Some of y'all give me some feedback and let me know exactly what have you heard me say in the last 35 minutes that's actually resonating in your mind, or what have you heard me say, what principle that just stood out that you feel like, okay, that's it, Ramon, that's where my issue is, and that's what I'm gonna have to start doing. Okay, please give me some feedback on that. Give me some feedback on it. I'm trying to look at my Facebook and YouTube page right now to see if I'm getting any responses. Maybe y'all are just geniuses and you really don't have any response. But whatever the case is, I'll go back to it at another time to look through them. So here is step 2. This is as far as I'm going to go today. Step 2. What is the second step to financial freedom? And again, I would not try to go to step 2 if I have not developed a documented process for how I accomplished step 1. I wouldn't do it. Like, what did I do? Because if you get to step 1 and it's done, and then you look back and say, oh, I got this $1,000 because I actually sold 3 of my rings and 2 of my necklaces, and it made me $1,000, and I put it up. You might not be able to duplicate that. You see how that works? You can't do that twice if you ain't got more jewelry, or if you ain't got number 1 car, you can't sell the car. Or if you don't have enough clothes, you can't go to a consignment shop. So you want to be able to document to see, oh, how did I get that first 1,000? Like, I remember, and I did this for my wife a couple years ago. This was it's 2021, so it might have been like 2013, 2012. One year, I just couldn't see where I was going to have enough money to take my wife on vacation. So I took all the jewelry I had. I took all the gold I was saving, you know, like a necklace and rings. I took everything. I saved 1 ring that was fake because I was like, I at least need to act like I'm married in public, right? So I was like, I'm going to hold this fake ring, but everything else, I'm going to take it there. I ain't going to hold you up now. Because I'm on live. I ain't gonna cap on y'all. You know how you have a bundle of jewelry? Yeah, like pop necklace. Yeah, but I hid a couple fake pieces in there thinking that it was gonna get through. You know what I mean? You know how you just add fake stuff in it? But they unpacked it all and was like, nah, dog, this is that ain't real there, bro. That ain't, you can have these 2 bags. Ain't nothing there. The guy at the pawn shop was like, ain't nothing there. So I went to the pawn shop. They was like, do you want to pawn it or do you want to sell it? I'm like, no, dog, let me sell it, bro. I ain't coming back for this. I know I ain't coming back. Just give me what I got to get. But the thing of it was, I had a certain dollar amount. I think I wanted to give my wife $1,000 that year for her vacation. And I wanted to be able to pay for the hotel, and for the food. So I think I was trying to raise like $2,000 or something. Well, I think all the jewelry I took there, they might have gave me like $580 or something, like literally. I took the 80, put it in my pocket, folded it up in my wallet, and I was like, I'm gonna hide this 500. I put that 500 up. So I couldn't duplicate that process, but at least I had a lift to get me at least a quarter closer to where I wanted to be. This is what you got to do with the 1,000. You can put 250 up. It's like, oh, what did I do to put the 250 up? You could put $82 up. What did I do to put the $82 up? What did I give up today to be able to say, I'm gonna put this $58 over there? So it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna wait until I got 800. No, do it with 80. Do it with 46. Do it with 22. It may be you say, you know what, every time I go to the store and buy something, I'm gonna take $5 and put it up. I'm gonna take $10 and put it up. You have to develop a plan, and you got to discipline yourself to understand, if I'm not measuring it, if I'm not monitoring it, if I'm not tracking it, I will not attract it. Okay? So let's get to.
I said I need more promotion.
Say what now?
I need more promotion.
You need more promotion?
Yeah, lower that on.
You need more promotion.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like promotion in terms of like marketing?
Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about.
Well, here's one of the easiest ways you can start promoting. If you want the answer, let me give you a quick fix. If you want more promotion, you should show up on social media every day, 7 days a week, and watch this. You're not just showing up on social media with inspirational quotes. Because a lot of you entrepreneurs out there, all you do is share memes and inspirational quotes. This is why nobody ain't buying nothing you selling. Because nobody wants your inspiration. You're not big enough to inspire people. You have to accept that. There are a whole lot of people who don't pay me no attention. Some of y'all look at me and be like, man, he be on social media all the time. He be banging. But look at the overwhelming majority of what I'm putting on social media. I'm putting information out there. I'm putting content out there. I'm sharing things, not just me spiritually sharing stuff. Oh, the Lord love you. Yeah, we know that. Oh, God got a big plan for your life. We know that too. Psalms 23 say the Lord is my shepherd. Yeah, that's good too. We get all that. But that's not what people are paying money for. They're not buying you quoting Psalms 23. They're not buying you telling them to be encouraged. What they're buying is a product or service that you share information on and educate them on so much that they're convinced you are the go-to person. So the easiest way to promote your business and to promote yourself is to get on social media every day. Miss CMO, how much does it cost to log into Facebook? What is the cost of that? $0. Okay, that's Facebook. So it's free to go to Facebook. It got to be a price to go to YouTube. It's free. So I can promote my business on Facebook and YouTube for free. How much does it cost to do it on LinkedIn? Free. How much does it cost to do it on Instagram? How much does it cost to do it on TikTok? How much does it cost to do it on Snapchat? Wow, are you serious? So guess what? I don't even have to use an email campaign system. If I have an email address, how much does it cost for me to put people's email in my inbox and email them information? It's free. All that's promotion. But what you have to do is you've got to put a plan together, you got to get focused, and you got to start sharing what you're doing. You got to start sharing what you're doing. And I'm not talking about advertising. That's where a lot of y'all get it wrong at. I'm going to be talking about this when we do our marketing workshop for our coaching clients. We're going to be putting together a marketing workshop. All of you that are in our coaching community, please don't overwhelm yourself thinking that you ain't going to never get the help and support, okay? Because in our coaching program, we added 4 workshops. So every quarter we're doing workshops These are the nuts and bolts training that we're going to be providing for our coaching clients. We're going to be doing a workshop on sales, on marketing, holding companies, and financial systems. But the marketing one, we're going to be showing you some things that you can actually implement in your business. But just for starters, we talking about like we scribbling right now. Prophet Ramon, what's the first thing I can do? I'm going to tell you what's the first thing you can do. When you get off of this live, go live yourself or go to your post and share educational information about your product and service that we wouldn't know about. Okay? I'm listening.
She was like, I'm back at my full-time job. That make time, girl. She said, yes, but I'm back at my full-time job.
Now, you know I'm going to check you on that. Are you there 24 hours a day?
Little battle.
Are you there 24 hours a day? If you at your job 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, let's say you at your job 10 hours a day and you sleep 8 hours. That's 18 hours a day. You still got 6 hours. You have to build your schedule out. There is no such thing as we don't have time. Billionaires have time to promote their business. Everybody has to find time. Like, I have time to do it. I can't say, oh, by the way, all y'all that's watching me on the Ramonepreston show, guess what I'm doing? I'm promoting. Because I'm teaching you and sharing with you information, but the information that I'm teaching you and sharing with you is an extension of what I sell, my products and my services. So I have a whole business to run. So I can easily find a reason why I can't be on a live at 12 o'clock noon. Think about it. I run a organizational enterprise. I have a for-profit and a non-profit organizational enterprise that I run every day. And trust me, I might make it look like I ain't got nothing to do. I might make it look like I ain't really running nothing and ain't got nothing going on. But you have no idea the amount of work that I have on my plate every day, 7 days a week. You have no idea. And I still make time. I'm not finding time. I make time to show up for free at 12 o'clock, 5 days a week. And I'm cutting into either my lunch or into a session that I can be serving a client. So you got to make time. You got to make time. So that means if you know you're going to go home when you get off work and you're not going to do anything, when you get off work, guess what you're going to have to start doing? Sitting in the parking lot and having a list of things that you're going to share and talk about and jump on a live real quick. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hey, this is Ramon here. Yep, I'm just getting off work because y'all know I do work a job full time and I have a business. And just in case you don't know, my business is about consulting. I consult people. I show people how to make extra money, even if you're working on your job. So here's 2 things I want you to take down that you can do if you're trying to figure out how you can balance work and a business. You see what I just did? I'm doing that in the parking lot because I already know when I go home, I'm going to goof off. So I'm going to go and get it done when I'm already in work mode. So if you know most of your energy is being given while you're on your job, you should figure out how can I share information about my business before I walk in the door to go to work, when I'm on my lunch break, when I'm taking my 15-minute breaks, and then the first 30 minutes after I'm off. All of a sudden, guess what's going to happen? Every day you going to work 5 days a week. You can be assured that at least 5 days a week before I walk in the office, hey everybody, this is Ramon. You see, I got my work clothes on. I'm getting ready to go in here and grind for 8 hours. I'm going to try to come back and share something with you on my break or on lunch. But here's one tip I want to give you. One tip for whatever it is that I'm doing. One tip for managing your budget. Download the Mint app. And when you download it, take about 30 minutes to flesh out a spending plan. If you need help on it, I'll be willing to work with you for 30 minutes for free and show you how you can maximize that free app. All you got to do is text this number, and if I don't get back with you within the next few hours. I'll get back with you on my lunch break. What did I just do? I just promoted my business. And I shared something with somebody who might have not known about Mint. You just got to do it. One of my spiritual daughters, I'm so proud of her because she, I see what she posted in our private Facebook group the other day. It was so powerful. Miss Latika S. Carter of LSC Global, LLC. I believe that's her holding company name. She said, I just finished my first live video for my new consulting and coaching business. It wasn't at the time I was aiming to do. It was late. My schedule kept shifting, but I thought about Coach Ramonepreston. You know why? Because Ramonepreston tells all of his clients the same thing. Stop thinking about it. Hit that doggone live button and go live with your goofy self. It don't matter. You know how many mistakes I make on live? It doesn't matter. But at some point, my message is going to get across. I'm not even concerned about how people laugh at me, pick at me, talk about me. So what? I'm on a mission. I know I'm helping people. I'm serving my people. I'm giving my people game. That's what matters to me. She says, you just got to do it and get it out there. She says, was I nervous? Yes. Was I hesitant? Yes. But I did it anyway, and now I will be consistent weekly to market my own company. No one else will be as passionate about what you do than you. If I build it, the word says they will come. So I believe, here I grow. Thanks, Coach, for being an incredible example. I appreciate and love you sincerely. So this is an example of someone who she's overwhelmed. One of our last sessions, that was the first thing she said. She was like, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't have time. You can't afford to not have time unless you don't want a business. I got time. You ever heard somebody say that who getting ghetto? Oh, I got time today. So you got time to watch memes. You got time to call cuz. You got time to goof off with the family. You got time to stop at the mall. You got time. I got time to sell my business. I got time to share my information. It ain't no excuses. So again, if those of you that have businesses or side hustles, you are overwhelmed because you work a lot, take about 15 minutes before you go into work and post something. You get some jobs give you 15-minute breaks. They give you 2 15-minute breaks. They give you an hour lunch or a 30-minute lunch. Take those times to drop something on social media. Even if it's not a live video, just post something. And then when you get off, before you leave the parking lot, sit in the car and think about, what can I go on live for at least 1 minute? And even if you're just scared to go live, here's what you can do. Here's what you can do right here. You could do a video. You could do a video. That's all you got to do, a video. I'm showing you what you can do. See, I move thinking and time out the way. You could do a video. Let me see if I could do a video. Hey, what's up, family? It's your boy, Ramonepreston, here with RP University. And I got the squad with me. There go the camera. We are live in his house. And guess what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the 5 steps to financial freedom. The first step is you got to save $1,000. There's a lot of math. There's a lot of studies and surveys behind it. The second step is you got to pay off all your consumer debt. The third step is you got to go back to step 1 and take it from $1,000 to at least 6 to 12 months of reserves. The fourth step is you got to learn how to live by the 40% rule. And then the fifth step is you got to build wealth, keep getting that bag, establish your legacy, and take you, your family, your community to the next level. If you want to know more on how to execute those 5 steps and see your income increase by 30% in the first 30 days of you executing it, don't hesitate to click the link or text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Am I right, ladies?
That's right.
Am I right, personal assistant?
You're right.
We winning over here in the Buckhead community of Atlanta.
I got some feedback.
So see there, I got a 1-minute video I can put out today. Somebody gonna see that video. I don't care how goofy it is. I don't care how nervous I am. I don't care how uncomfortable I am. I'm focused on my grandkids living a good life. I'm focusing on my staff and my wife and my team living a good life. I'm focusing on my church never struggling, never being embarrassed because we got foreclosed on in our building and we ain't got no money and we struggling. I'm not gonna live in that pain. And I'm gonna push past that by doing things just like this. We got some feedback. Let me hear it.
So I had one of them said, leverage your data to your own advantage.
Uh-huh.
And another one say, so many people deflect accountability. I hear a lot of people say, I don't know what happened, yet they are the only one controlling their bank account.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So ladies and gentlemen, I just gave y'all the game on the first step to financial freedom, which is the strategies on how you can save it. I gave you some tips on what you need to do while you're in the process of saving it. I'm probably going to wait till Monday to talk about paying off all consumer debt, because I want you to have an understanding what I mean when I say paying off all your consumer debt. There's a difference between consumer debt and capital debt. But some of you might not need to wait till Monday. Some of you need to text the word coaching to me today, because I told y'all yesterday, I'm going to start announcing it almost every show I can remember it. I am going to be discontinuing our 1-year business coaching program soon. This 1-year business coaching program was actually a pilot test run that me and my team did to see if there were people in the market like yourselves, individuals and entrepreneurs, who actually needed at least a year to properly start, structure, and scale their businesses, ministries, and their income streams. And now we have already surpassed the number of people we were anticipating to join our coaching community. Prior to this 1-year business coaching program, I only provided one-on-one coaching sessions on an as-need basis. And the most that I had ever did prior to that was a 90-day coaching program. And so because we're introducing new products, new services, new training opportunities, new things that are going to really enhance the people who are already in our business coaching program, I'm going to be discontinuing it, meaning that you will not be able in the near future to text coaching and have access to a 1-year business coaching program, to an initial one-on-one coaching session, to 52 weeks of virtual training, to 52 weeks of live Zoom coaching calls. You will no longer have access to 4 quarterly masterminds, 4 quarterly workshops. All of these things are in this 1-year business coaching program. So we're going to discontinue that very, very soon. And then once it's discontinued, you will have opportunities for programs that we have, but it will not be that 1-year business coaching program. That is actually a $20,000 program. I normally charge $5,000 for our 90-day coaching program, and have had clients that purchased it and told me before they ended it in 90 days, you're not even charging enough, because what you're doing, there are people out here that are well known that ain't giving us what you giving us as a business coach and consultant. So I extended that 90-day $5,000 program to a year for the same price, when it could have been $20,000 to the people that we typically serve. So if you want to get in now, you want to schedule your first one-on-one coaching session, you want to put a game plan together for where you want to be in a year, whether it's a certain dollar amount, 6 figures, your business, hiring 2 or 3 staff members, being full-time and no longer working on your W-2 job. If you want 52 weeks of live Zoom coaching, if you want access to our Blueprint Game Plan, our online training program, free for a whole year, if you want to participate in our quarterly masterminds, 4 within a year, if you want to participate in our quarterly workshops, 4 in a year, where you're going to learn about sales, learn about marketing, learn about financial systems, tax strategies, holding companies. If you want that, don't hesitate, because y'all already know I might come back on here Monday, because I got 2 whole days to think about it, and say, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we no longer have a coaching program. Now, if you want coaching, you're just going to have to pay per session for me to sit down with you for an hour or two to help you in your business or in your finances. And I know I've earned it, and I know I can garner it because I know how good I am, and I'm confident in what we provide with our information, with our systems, and with our processes. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. We want to plug you in today. If you need more information on what we're providing and the benefits and how it will perfectly fit into what you want to do in your business and in your finances, just text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. We will reach back out to you. We will walk you through a brief assessment so that we can identify with what's best for you and what we have that fits that criteria. We'll process your payment. We do have payment plan options. You ain't got to pay the $5,000 one time unless you want to. We have 3 or 4 other payment plan options that we will provide for you when we speak with you. And then once we process that first payment, we're going to schedule on the phone that day. Today, we're going to schedule your initial one-on-one coaching session. So I'm adding a free initial one-on-one coaching session where we take about 2 hours to help you identify with what do you want to accomplish in your business? How much money you want to make? What are the roadblocks that you're facing right now? Where are the opportunities you see in your business and in your finances? And then we identify with, okay, what systems are you going to need in order to be able to do what you said you want to accomplish? Once we identify with those systems, we're going to develop a game plan. We're going to integrate those systems into your overall business. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to push you into your next level. So I love y'all. I want y'all to have an amazing week. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Look in the descriptions. We have a link to our upcoming business coaching mastermind and to our upcoming free business boot camp. Have an amazing weekend. I love you. And I'll see you on